Ever since the decanonization of the EU, we've gotten so many shilly articles trashing the expanded universe, trying to push that our continuity is dead, you should get over it and move on already. Hey, stop asking for legend stories. Don't you see that we have a brand new, shiny canon that you can play with? It's quite annoying as an EU fan to be consistently told to get lost. Since we're not getting new Legends content, we are inconvenient to Disney and Lucasfilm because we're more interested in our Star Wars universe rather than the new one that they've been promoting for the better part of a decade. Disney is not making a profit off those of us who don't give a crap about the new canon, so we're essentially dead weight to them. They're not willing or not smart enough to make money off of us by continuing the old canon, but just because the EU and its fanbase are seen as dead by Disney and Lucasfilm doesn't mean we actually are. Knights of the Old Republic came out in 2003, and it's still beloved to this day. Even to non-Star Wars fans, KOTOR and KOTOR 2 are considered some of the best RPGs ever made, which I'm sure drives EU haters insane, as they like to think that the entire expanded universe is just pure garbage. Also, something else that pisses them off, I'm sure, is that the KOTOR games are regarded as higher quality compared to a lot of the other Disney canon. And anything new that comes out of KOTOR is page one news to the entire fan base. For example, the fan-made remastering of KOTOR by Ape Iron, which many people were eager to play before it got shut down by Disney in 2018. They may be able to kill our fan projects, but they will never kill our love for KOTOR. Which brings me to today's article titled, KOTOR is Dead, Long Live Knights of the High Republic. Oh joy, with a title like that, you know we're in a world of fun. It's written by Joe Robinson and is on PCGamesN.com. A link will be in the description. The tagline of the article reads, "As rumors of a new KOTOR game arise once more, we feel a game set during the High Republic era would be more exciting." So, a disclaimer for this video, I don't care about the new canon, let alone the High Republic. I understand that some people are into it, and I'm happy for them, but it's not for me, nor for those of us who just want more Legends. So while a game set in the High Republic could be cool, you're insane if you think people would prefer that over KOTOR. I mean, Joe, if you look at the replies on your Twitter when you posted this article, 99% of them were saying it was a stupid take. And in other places I've seen just a lukewarm reception to the High Republic. Maybe it has something to do with Lucasfilm hiring actual racists to work on it. Again, not saying everyone feels this way, but this project that Lucasfilm is trying very hard to push isn't going to unite the fandom the way they think it is. Anyway, on with the article. Joe writes, "It's been a few weeks since Disney announced the revival of LucasArts in the form of Lucasfilm games, and rumors abound regarding what new Star Wars games are to come. EA has confirmed that they're still making new Star Wars games, and we know a Ubisoft massive open world game is in the works too." Yeah, my expectations for this so-called Lucasfilm games are cavernously low. However, I will say letting other publishers make Star Wars games besides EA is a step in the right direction. One of the few good decisions to come out of Lucasfilm in a long time. Even if it is just them backtracking on giving the twice voted worst company in America exclusive rights to make Star Wars games for years. Joe continues, "Even this week, new KOTOR rumors have surfaced, suggesting that something to do with Knights of the Old Republic is being developed by a studio outside of EA. The same report mentions a few more possible projects in the work, including a bounty hunter game. It's still a bit vague, and while this news has us feeling like we're on the cusp of a new golden age of Star Wars, I believe the dream of a true KOTOR 3 is dead. Hope is not lost though, and some kind of KOTOR-style RPG does seem likely. It's a massively popular genre, and a genre that currently isn't being served by the recent crop of Star Wars games. We've got multiplayer games like Battlefront 2, action-adventure games like Jedi Fallen Order, and dogfighting space games like Squadrons, but still no RPG games. Why is the dream of KOTOR 3 dead though? Get a competent game company to make it, and I guarantee it'll be more popular than whatever High Republic game comes out. Which, by the way, I'm not saying a High Republic game shouldn't come out. Unlike Joe, I believe we can have both KOTOR 3 and a High Republic RPG. In fact, with this news that other game companies will actually get to work on Star Wars again, the chances of KOTOR 3 coming out is much higher than it's been in a long time. Kinda like how we got multiple companies working on games back when the expanded universe was canon, in the actual golden age of Star Wars. Joe goes on to talk about what they could do for a High Republic game, which, okay, fine. But then going back to the topic of KOTOR, Joe writes, Despite these rumors of a new KOTOR game, I don't actually think we'll get Knights of the Old Republic back. Dealing with legacy series comes with a lot of emotional baggage that a prospective developer/publisher may not want to deal with. So you don't think that a potential developer would jump at the chance to work on a new KOTOR game, many of which probably played the original KOTOR when they were younger and love them like everyone else does. It would be a dream project to work on. Even from a business perspective, people adore the Old Republic era. For the love of God, get Obsidian to work on KOTOR 3 and Lucasfilm Games would essentially have a money printing machine. The part Joe may be right about is that we're probably not going to get a new KOTOR game, but mainly because it's too good of an idea, and Disney and Lucasfilm always miss an opportunity when they get the chance. Joe writes, EA's revival of the Battlefront brand is an example here, offering mixed results both commercially and critically across the two recent entries. What fans want is a good RPG set in the Star Wars universe, not necessarily the Old Republic era itself. Mixed results is a very polite way of saying that EA royally fucked up the Battlefront series so hard with their money-grubbing tactics that it actually led to legal action, and it got the attention of mainstream news outlets. Again, why I said that moving away from EA is a good decision. EA's Battlefront games didn't fail because dealing with a legacy series comes with a lot of emotional baggage. It was sheer greed and incompetence. I didn't get either of the new Battlefronts because they're tied with the Disney canon. If it was a true sequel to the original Battlefronts, and preferably not made by EA, then I would snatch it up in a heartbeat. And the reception to it would have probably been a lot better. Also, yes, fans would like a good Star Wars RPG, but Joe keeps trying to downplay the popularity of the Old Republic era for no reason. I ask again, why can't we have a KOTOR 3 set in the expanded universe, as well as whatever RPG the High Republic turns out for the Disney canon? Joe continues, there is also the question of canonicity. At the time of writing, the KOTOR games and even the Old Republic itself exist in the gray zone of Star Wars canon. The Old Republic is still acknowledged as an era, still which ends around 800 years before the start of the High Republic. There is a final climactic Jedi-Sith war that's canon, at which point the Old Republic reorganizes into the Galactic Republic of the films, and the Sith are supposedly defeated. KOTOR 1 and 2 take place over 3,000 years before the events of the films, with EA's Old Republic MMO a few hundred years after KOTOR 2. No, there is no question of canonicity. KOTOR does not exist in a gray zone of canon. It's part of the Legends timeline. Joe is needlessly overcomplicating things here. KOTOR 1 and 2 do not take place in the same continuity as the High Republic. In fact, the Old Republic MMO that Joe just mentioned also exists in the Legends timeline, separate from the High Republic, and that has new content added to it to this day, even though it's not Disney canon. Wow, Legends content being continued separate from the new canon. Who could have imagined that? Just in case it needs to be spelled out for anyone, KOTOR 3 can still be made in the Legends timeline, the same way that Old Republic still has story content added to it. It's pretty easy to understand. Also, as a side note, that few hundred-year gap between KOTOR 2 and the Old Republic MMO is where I would personally have KOTOR 3 take place. You could actually have a buttload of stories that take place in that time period. Novels, comics, and games galore. Joe continues. 3 millennia provides something of a safety barrier, as I doubt events from that far before the prime canon material will be of special interest. That doesn't change the fact that the games are still officially non-canon. When Disney bought Star Wars and everything it came with, it was all swept into the legacy brand until acknowledged otherwise. I covered most of this already. You don't have to worry about the KOTOR games intruding in on the Disney canon. They're in a whole separate continuity, as they should be. Quick note though, the EU was relabeled as Legends, not Legacy. But what do I know? I'm not paid to write clickbait articles. Joe continues. The best KOTOR has received so far is that the popular villain-turned-hero Revan from the original BioWare game was made canon in 2020 via the official Rise of Skywalker sourcebook. That's it. Part of the rumors from early 2020 concerned bringing in some of the KOTOR material into official canon, and that still could happen, but it won't be in the way we expect or assume. It's funny you say that's the best KOTOR has received. Revan gets a tiny footnote in a sourcebook to the J.J. Abrams 51% on Rotten Tomatoes masterpiece, Rise of Skywalker. Can you see why EU fans aren't satisfied with having their favorite characters, quote-unquote, recanonized in Disney's continuity? Especially if it means being canon means a reference in a sourcebook is supposedly more important than continuing their original story in the universe they were written for. Joe concludes by saying, It's time to put our dreams of a KOTOR 3 to rest. I find it unlikely that in the light of Disney's path towards the High Republic, they'll be interested in greenlighting a project from an era so vague and in the ancient past of Star Wars history. We need to let it go. But what we don't need is to give up hope for a BioWare-style Star Wars RPG. I feel there's enough interest in the concept and rumors circulating that we will see something official. Probably soon, and if it's going to be anything, let it be Knights of the High Republic. The Legends of Revan and the Jedi Exile were excellent for their time, but we don't need them just to have a new epic journey set in a galaxy far, far away. No thanks. As an EU fan, I won't stop campaigning for KOTOR 3 or a continuation of Legends in general. It might be unlikely for Disney to make a game in a well-established, yet supposedly vague, era of the Old Republic, but I'm not giving up hope. But I'm also not going to tell you that High Republic should die out and fans of it don't need to have an epic journey, because I'm not an asshole. I am, however, going to hold on to my money because the High Republic does not interest me. Maybe I'll put it off to the side just in case KOTOR 3 does get announced. What do you all think? Are you interested in the possibility of a High Republic RPG or a continuation of KOTOR? Is it too much to ask that we get both of them so all fans are happy? Let me know in the comments, and long live Knights of the Old Republic.